don't know, I feel like it's kind of changed my life in a way, because I don't think I would have ever made it through college or A-levels if it wasn't for BTEC.
When you go to work, they're not going to sit you down at the end of every year, give you an exam and decide whether to fire you or not. They're going to constantly look at how well your work has developed, maybe even if it's got better throughout your time working there. And that's the same as BTEC. You may start the course not knowing anything at all, but by the end of it, you're able to say, I've done this and I've done really well because I'm able to see my progression throughout the year.
Students come from all different walks of life and they need to have a programme that suits their own study skills and their learning styles. And the most fantastic thing about the BTEC programme is it just does offer that personalised journey, particularly for those students that get very stressed under examination conditions, because the beauty of the BTEC is you've got this continual assessment running through and you haven't got the whole pressure of a series of exams right at the end of the course.
A BTEC is either a 1 or 2 year course which is equivalent to 3 A-levels and has no exams. It's all coursework.
Like I was doing sociology, I was doing ICT, and I was doing film studies at the same time. So I had ICT in my mind, I had sociology in my mind, and I had, you know, film studies at the same time in my mind. So when you focus on one thing, it just directs your mind, all your attention to that one thing.
The BTEC is a qualification that will see you through to your workplace. It's a higher qualification. It's preparing you for the real world.
The media production BTEC, which is now in its second year of history here, we've been able to attract a range of highly professional people to come in and address the students, and also the possibility to give them some work placement experience as well, which is going to be great for their CV and it's going to be great for the world of work.
A presenter for Sky Arts, I was doing some work with her, and you know, doing the BTEC, I learned how to use the camera, use a tripod, how to film. And when I met her, I was a little nervous, but I set up the camera and it was fine.
A lot of the things we do is actually what companies would do outside, you know, like we shot documentaries, we did magazines, like, you know, we talked to the chief and editor of the New Statesman, like, you know, like you really engage with industry. It's not just an A on paper and, you know, 99%, 98% stamped, you know, that's it. You pass, you know, you get to, you know, reflect on what you do.
Throughout your 2 years or 1 year doing the BTEC, you're constantly creating stuff to put in a portfolio. With an A-level, you have perhaps 1 or 2 projects in the entire year, usually 1, and you end up with 1 product to show someone. Where with the BTEC, you do 3 or 4 projects a year at least, and then you have multiple things to show a university when you in an interview, and they love it.
You can come up with an idea. It's not focused on something that the teacher tells you. You have your own, you know, creative freedom. And then there's also the written work, which I think is more challenging.
You've got like deadlines you work to. You know, there's always, you get feedback on your work. You know, there's always chance to improve your work, and if you don't improve your work, well, that's just you.
You know your son or daughter better than anybody else, we would hope, and because of that, you know their strengths and you know their weaknesses. Now, if you have come to that stage prior to A-levels or university pathway of identifying that A-levels is not going to be the route, you have to look at a different pathway. And BTEC isn't a poor second cousin. We do get students into high quality top universities with BTEC programs as well.
The universities sort of before didn't really recognise a BTEC, when almost all universities now will take BTECs at the same level, if not better than A-levels in the subject that you're studying. So for the universities I was looking at, most of them preferred the BTEC over an A-level, because you're showing your practical application and you're showing that your standard of work is constant. It's not based on one small project and one exam at the end of the year?
I got Greenwich, South Bank, Middlesex and West London, and I accepted both Middlesex and Greenwich.
Well, I've applied for the uni I want to go to now is Nottingham Trent, and that's Media Pathways. I was thinking about Nottingham Uni, but it's more written, and I think I'm more of a practical work sort of person. So this course it's called Media Pathways, and it's literally, you get so much creative freedom, and I think it's going to be great.
When we started launching the media production, we were experimenting, dipping our fingers in the water. We've now proved ourselves in that direction, and thus the expanse of the BTECs that we're looking to offer.